Dahlia, which is now up by Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah, Dahlia made landfall in Florida's Big Bend area near Keaton Beach. That was before 8 a.m. this morning, about 125 miles per hour, and it left a wake of damage and flooding in its path. We're going to go up to Jeff Patterson. He's in Cedar Key. He's been through a lot of hurricanes before. I'm anxious to talk with him and see how his experience was overnight. Jeff, can you hear us?
Yeah, good morning, Josh and Stacey.
We had him. Let's see if we can get him back.
Because this.
There we go, Jim. Go ahead.
Are you guys hearing us now?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So we are in downtown Cedar Key. I am in the middle of the street here, and you can tell behind me the businesses have flooded overnight. I have some good news to report. That is that the water here, despite the fact that I'm wading in it about knee deep, has gone down about 2.5 feet from its peak overnight. I can see on the edge of the buildings the high water mark. Over to my right is the Historical Society Museum of Cedar Key. Over to my left, some businesses. We talked to one business owner of the Prickly Pear, a restaurant over there, before this storm hit. They had loaded out much of their equipment, their valuables, their electronics. They put it onto a trailer and they took it off of the island, and they got off of the island overnight. But we just ask photographer Joey Capistran to pan over to his right, and you can see the high water mark there on that home. Obviously, the water at one point got into that building, but as we go up the hill here, several of the buildings came within inches of having water in their front living rooms, and they were able to escape without much damage. But certainly, as you saw behind me, the businesses downtown experienced some significant flooding. They're going to have a lot of cleanup to do here in Cedar Key. These businesses behind me have flooded before. I've been here for Hurricane Hermine, Hurricane Elsa. I've seen what has happened with these exact kind of floodwaters here in Cedar Key, and it takes a while to clean things up because it's not just the water, it's the muck that comes in, the silt that comes in from the Gulf of Mexico that they then have to clean out so that they can get their businesses up and running. Several hours ago, I did speak to Cedar Key Fire Rescue, and they told me that the evacuation route, 3 bridges on that evacuation route were totally underwater, as was the roadway getting out there. So it's going to be a while before they can get out to evaluate whether or not we can get off of the island. Everybody can start coming back on to evaluate their businesses and everything like that. But we are very thankful that the water now has begun to recede, even though high tide is still coming up. It's gone down significantly in this area, perhaps sparing a number of buildings here from further flooding. There has been some catastrophic damage overnight. Certainly some of those buildings closest to the Gulf of Mexico had significant water inside. We watched one building overnight just disintegrate and the debris strewn into the water. So a lot of people will have a lot of things to do once this storm completely passes and all of this flood water recedes. So for now, we'll toss it back to you guys in the studio.